Excellent. Welcome to the TAD Summit online conference. It's another week, and we have the return of Igor from Clerk Chat. Igor, how are you?
Thank you for having me again. It's a pleasure. Doing well. We've been kind of having this East Coast trip, visiting customers and partners, and right now I'm actually in Canada for our engineering offsite. So
Oh,
all our
cool.
engineers are in the Airbnb. Just we're pushing out a lot of code.
Excellent. Where in Canada?
Montreal.
Oh, perfect. We pop up there sometimes, generally around like Thanksgiving, because the great thing in Montreal is when you go out for a meal, the wine prices are stabilized. So it's only a small increment of what you can buy from the off license. So it's always great food and great wine at reasonable prices. So love it. Excellent. And Johnny, we have him on the board as well. Johnny, how are you?
I'm excited to have Igor back. I mean, he came on to the out in the industry like a storm. When we first had him on the show, there was a big press release. He raised $7 million, the first telco AI. You just threw me on the show, and he kind of blew me away. I mean, so to recap, you've got your background and your team's background from everywhere from Netflix and DocuSign, and you guys came out to solve a problem. And now, I saw your post this morning around RCS, and obviously there's a lot of people chattering that they do RCS good. They do RCS. And a lot of these companies, some multi-billion-dollar companies, like Cinch or other ones are out there saying, but they're just trying to get bought by RCS because their market caps are
By
toast.
Google, yeah.
Yeah, by Google. I
Yeah.
call them RCS now, their new name. But look, betting against Google is it's a bad decision. And RCS, in my mind, is a better product. And at the end of the day, you don't need the scam campaign registry anymore. It's over. RCS, Google, the operators have come out vehemently and told everybody, don't even talk to those guys. They're toast. At the end of the day, Google is not going to do something like enlist them. So I think it's important for people to understand who the posers are and who's not. Who are the real deal here, which is Clerk Chat, and why you guys are really doing RCS right, and why you're betting heavy on it, like your post this morning. So I think that's what I want to hear because it's exciting.
No, absolutely. So we'll kick off with uh, during our conversation 6 months ago. It just feels like a blink of an eye. One of the aspects you brought up is category definition. So where do you put ClerkChat in terms of all the different category labels that are out there?
Yeah, absolutely. I think from a product perspective, we've done a lot of unique things where we plug in on the telecom level, we plug in on the CRM level. But if you look at kind of the overall picture, I would define us as a customer engagement
Yeah,
platform.
cool.
We help businesses engage with customers in a much better way, and we feel that that way is conversational. So
Yes.
when a business engages with their customers, it's on an individual level. It's one
Yes.
to one. It's no more this, 20% off coupon code, um, very transactional type messaging that everyone hates because it's spam. And we feel that the best way to interact with customers is on an individual level. So that's
Yes.
what we're building. So we're in a way redefining how businesses engage with their customers.
Excellent. No, that's very clear. So I know you were off at the Infobit event recently, and I've seen a marked uptick in your comms around RCS. So maybe you can share with us what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. So RCS, we feel, is it's a medium for AI. It's kind of this color TV moment for SMS
Hmm.
in a lot of ways because it provides a lot of the functionality that brands are craving for. So things like rich media,
Yeah.
like buttons, carousels, from a metrics perspective, like being able to track, okay, how many people clicked on a button, how many viewed your message, And the other big component that is going to be critical for a business, especially in this time of spam and fraud, is the verified business component. So with RCS for business, every brand that gets launched on RCS channel must be verified.
Yes.
So you verify the brand, make sure that it's a legitimate business, and the brand then can attach their photo, their logo, as well as the business information in the card. So anyone with a mobile phone gets a message, they know that the message is coming from that specific brand, which is huge to fight against fraud and build that trust and credibility with the customer base for brands.
Cool.
I mean, I paid 3 toll fines already this week that haven't even gone through a toll. No, I mean, that's huge. And it's funny. A lot of people say, oh, there's going to be fraud on RCS, but not the kind of fraud there is on SMS where it's insanity, where nobody even trusts it anymore. It's gotten to a point with like voice and robocalls. Like, what do you trust anymore? So I'm excited about RCS being able to really, and it is verified because now you got the campaign registry and Aegis and these companies trying to verify whatever. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Anybody truly can go out there, rotate numbers and spam away and whatever they do. So it's not going to end. 1 out of 4 people have gotten robbed this year in the U.S. 1 out of 4 people
With robocall.
gotten robbed.
Yeah,
It's a serious thing, and people want to blame the operators, but look, I blame the ecosystem. I think it's the ecosystem's responsibility to try to manage themselves. But look, that's another conversation. So, how do you differentiate yourself? Why are you running RCS? Why are you the right game in town for RCS? Obviously, you got a couple of thousand customers now. I remember when not even a year ago, like 8 months ago, you were here, you had 1,000. And these are big brands that are just dealing with you. And really because you're delivering. So
yeah. Again, our team is doing a lot of development and working very close with the underlying parties that are like responsible for getting this protocol out. So in a lot of ways, we're paving the road to get this channel out into the market. A lot of providers out there claim that they can do RCS, a lot of marketing on their pages. But when you actually try to use it, you go nowhere. Because there are a lot of delays, and in a lot of ways, the ecosystem is still trying to figure out how to support this. So what we're doing from a product perspective, we're actually paving the way to make it live. So our product right now supports RCS.
Yeah.
You can come in and get it up and running.
Okay. Gotcha. Understood. And underlying your platform, are you working with InfoPip? Are you working directly with Google?
I can't disclose who we're working on with, but we're working with multiple parties to actually make it happen. It's not a single party involved because, again, this specific medium is so new that the carriers are still trying to figure out how to get it live. So we're pushing in a lot of ways, working directly with the carriers and with everyone involved to actually get this live. Because to be frank, like the ecosystem, like what the carriers want to avoid is whatever happened with SMS transitions into RCS. So they're being very protective around, okay, how do we launch this into the wild to prevent spam and things like that.
Yeah, they don't want the campaign registry effect or the Twilio effect, where it's, run amok, rotate numbers, spam away. I don't know. He did it. Who you did it? This one did it. That one did it. It doesn't matter. One other question when you're talking about the RCS and the carriers, because technically, in theory, once this is out there, I mean, the carriers just want to get paid at the end of the day, and they want to stay away from any of the regulatory stuff because this is an information service, SMS. They didn't want SMS to become regulated. That was some talk couple of years ago where a lot of people were lobbying it because they were so upset. Yvonne Coalition came out and they wanted to actually try to regulate. They actually told the FCC, please regulate it. Keep the campaign registry guys away from us in this cluster. That's how bad it was. Carriers don't want it regulated. They don't need any more regulations. And with the new administrations, regulations are off. You got the CTIA being run by the former chairman of the FCC. So it's game on. So I'm excited about RCS in a lot of ways because there is the potential, if it's done right, to really minimize, a lot of damage on people, a lot of real people, a lot of grandmas, a lot of people, and that to me is the most important thing. And there's a lot of chatter out there. People are not happy on it, and people, we should use MMS, we should use that, but it's never going to be secure. So we have a second chance here, is what you're saying. I heard the carriers have delayed this full launch until 26. Is that something you've heard? As far as it'll be fully, because I know it's on P2P.
It's going to be much quicker, and
Much quicker?
you guys will actually hear something quite soon.
I love it. Well, this is great. So
Well,
groundbreaking news.
just
RCS is here now.
follow our posts that are going to come out.
That was one of my questions, was a prediction on what's going to play out, because we're nearly halfway through 2025 and carriers are stum and the vendors are going, ooh, yet nothing seems to be moving forward. So
Do you guys want to see a demo?
Yes, yes.
Absolutely.
Happy. Okay, let me share my screen.
Is SMS being tariffed?
Let me share. I think I need permissions to share. Oh no, I don't. Yeah. Let me
There you
know.
go. We can see it.
Let me know if it's too small or I need to share
Nope.
the full screen.
No, it's across the screen. So when we play this out, and I can read the text. So it's
Perfect. So as you can see here, this is the Clerk chat RCS agent.
Yeah.
So I'm just mirroring my phone right now.
Yeah.
And a few pieces here right away that you'll see. There's a logo.
Yeah.
Again,
yeah.
this contact is not on my phone. So when someone receives a message from a brand, in this case, I'm just showing our brand.
Yeah.
They get the logo. It's verified. So in this case,
By Google.
verified by Google. And a few pieces of information here. Phone number, email, the website. So again, the brand trust component. So if someone gets this message, they know it's coming from the brand here as well.
Yeah.
And a few pieces here. Again, our agent, it has actually AI behind it. So in this case, it's a conversational agent. So anyone can engage with our brand through RCS for business, ask questions about the brand, and engage on a one-to-one basis. So this is what we're doing for our customers, where they connect their CRM. We handle the entire registration process. We make it extremely easy. So when someone registers their brand, all we need is their EIN information. We automatically register them for 10DLC. We register them for RCS as well. We handle that component. So no more sending this Excel form to these guys, sending an email to these guys. No,
that's incredible.
It creates a horrible experience for brands when they have to do this, and you need like a technical team to be able to do this. We're avoiding that. So EIN, we handle everything on the behalf to register the business. So we generate the campaigns through AI and submit the information to the registering bodies. Behind the scenes.
That's clear.
A few things here, and let me show you our app here. Let me share my screen. Let me know when you see our
it's clear.
app.
It's here.
So in this case, the app is running in the browser,
Yeah.
but we can run it inside of Microsoft Teams, inside of Zoom,
Yeah.
WebEx as well. So we're agnostic and we're federated across all those applications. So some customers prefer to use us inside those apps. Some
Yeah.
customers prefer to use it inside of Salesforce. It doesn't matter for us. And to show you the
Does
RCS
anybody else
component,
do that? Does anybody else have that?
I don't believe so. So yeah, so we've abstracted that process. Like you can come in, you can add your provider underneath the hood. Literally 2 clicks, you connect, and we pull the phone number. So we built all those API integrations into
Cool.
the on the telco side and on the application side.
Yeah.
So things like integrations where you connect your Salesforce, your Dynamics environment, all of that info is then brought into the your conversation. So the AI agent can then leverage that as part of the conversation with the customer. So
Gotcha.
again, that personalized component that's critical for businesses, and
Yep.
we feel is the future of how brands are going to interact with customers.
That's clear. Now, one of the things I was going to ask, oh, sorry, go for it.
Yep.
Oh, the conversational
No,
interface.
go ahead.
So has the pricing been defined for using the RCS conversational interface? And is it different per carrier?
It has been defined, and it is somewhat different between carriers, yes.
Okay. Because I assume you can't reveal that information.
And no, not yet. And again, it also depends on your type of message. So if you're sending kind of like basic text message, or if you're sending like I'll show you here, template engine. So you can start designing specific rich media experiences for RCS. And in this case, like what I'm doing here is I'm creating a rich card, and you're able to then like have a carousel. So like, for example, my vacation. So it much richer experience. So you can start adding buttons here, book now. And what we've done is we actually we connected the entire RCS interface to our agentic system. So the RCS can then call specific AI agents behind the scenes. So you can then do a lot of things here.
Understood.
So if I were to send like template message here, so I'll show you guys. And let me share my phone again. So as you can see, here's the message that came in. It's like this carousel with like specific buttons and things like that. So super cool. We're very excited about this stuff.
Interesting.
Pretty wild. Haven't seen this before.
Yeah.
This is exciting.
This is the future. Yeah. It's pretty exciting in this game.
Looks like the present, not the future.
But it is. So we're leading the way in a lot of things, and making it happen.
But where were you staying? Where were you up there in Montreal so I could send some friends over there to shake you down for some shares? Because
let me show you actually.
Game-changing. Don't show me because I might have to get on a plane and come over there.
So here's the cool thing. We added this map component. So we like literally just shared with our team. So it opens up the map directly as well. Yeah. So pretty cool.
Excellent.
That's amazing. It shows you what happens when you got 3 guys that start a business to solve a problem, and you come from DocuSign, Netflix, making movies with Wolf of Wall Street. A lot of people, I think we had over 3,000 people watch our first podcast. So definitely people were paying attention, right? But I think a lot of people that are around now are people that are, a lot of people just don't want RCS. They're going to do everything they can to resist the inevitable. We had Robert Viz on the show once, and he basically made a comment like, you're just going to wake up and rub your eyes and boom, it's all gone, type of thing. So obviously you're a believer in that. And obviously P2P is, look, Apple's, what is that? It's all in network. So this is really exciting.
It's
So
definitely exciting.
when are we going public, and how do I get shares?
You'll be the first to find out.
There you go.
Okay.
But
Why do I know I'm not going to be the first to find out? But
could
anyhow, that's
you,
okay.
but Igor, could you give us a rough timing on when we'll start to see this publicly available?
Not allowed to.
Is it going to be October?
Very soon. Very soon.
I know, but we're talking RCS here. Very soon, and it was like
He's not telling you.
2007.
Stop begging him.
I'm not begging him. I'm just saying he has, history to say when very soon we're saying 2 months, 6 months.
But it's not all in his hands.
I
So
know.
it's
We work very fast. Just putting it out there in terms of like how we function. So just look at our posts. Something will come shortly.
I will be. Don't worry. So this has been really good. Again, within 6 months since you were last on, and this is a massive leap, not just in terms of the number of customers you've got, but now in the technology you're using. I know you're US focused, but as you're looking, I know it's further down the line, but as you're looking internationally, are you going to be extending what you've built in RCS, or will you be looking at using WhatsApp?
It's a very good question, and actually ties in really well with kind of the RCS component.
Mhm.
Like if you look at like WhatsApp adoption, it hasn't penetrated US market that much. I believe it's around 30%.
Correct.
Probably less. In other countries, WhatsApp is much more popular.
Yeah.
So we have customers in like Latin America, and for them, WhatsApp is the key.
Yes.
But we think RCS is going to be that channel in US and Canada.
Yeah.
Because
Absolutely.
yeah. So that's why we're so bullish on it here. We are looking at other countries. We have customers coming in from like Australia and New Zealand, European countries as well. So we're open to it. We support WhatsApp right now for business. We support standard SMS and now RCS. So among those specific channels,
Gotcha. So it's a multi-channel approach. You'll do whatever the customer wants.
We build it out in a way to be able for the businesses to properly engage with customers, with their customers. So if someone prefers to engage with a business through WhatsApp, we're providing that opportunity for the business.
Understood. No, that's clear.
Let me ask you another question. Right now, you've got Twilio, $4 billion in revenue. A third of it is international. The rest of it is US. What percentage of that market cap? What percentage of that revenue will you be taking? Because it looks like you're going to be taking quite a bit of it.
We'll see.
Listen,
it's a very good question. It's a very good question.
It's the most important question. There is no better and more important question. You're gonna provide a differentiator because they can't even spell RCS right now. I know they're starting to play with it, but they're all traditional. So it's kind of like, you're going to MySpace them.
Again, and I'm a technologist. I like to think about like from a product perspective, right? How can we make it very easy for businesses to get up and running and actually properly converse with their customers in a conversational manner? No more of that kind of like, I need to build an API into this thing. or I need to submit a form into this thing. I need to wait 3 months like to do this. We want to completely abstract all of that stuff and make
Yes.
it very easy. You come in and you have kind of this Apple experience where it's like, I want this thing to work. And
Yes.
I don't care about the complexity of like, oh, I need to submit to campaign registry. I need to do that. It's like we had to build a lot of stuff behind the scenes to do that. So from an engineering perspective, it's quite complicated, but it's like with the burden we take on to be able to support that to make it easy for customers. And I think
Exactly.
that's the key, just making it easy for customers.
100%.
The timing of what you're doing is explosive. I remember we had Cameo on here, Tim McLean, talking about like a third of his time was spent on nonsensical stuff with registrations and this, that, and the other thing. I mean, talking about streamlining all this and then having a functional product. So the Google people must be loving you.
We get some love from different parties.
You're very coy. I love it. Look, congratulations. Like I said, we like to pride ourselves here with having the top innovators like yourself, founders that come on here, whether it's you or whether it's
Appreciate it.
David Kasem or Robert Fizz or the Czar, who's the most powerful, smartest attorney on the planet. And some of the amazing innovators that we have, Paul Sweeney and just different guys like me, Jamos and Dave Horton and the guys from Vappy. And I can go on and on. So we really want to thank you for coming on. And then hopefully soon you can come on Truth and Telecoms. Once your new news comes out, then you can come on Truth and Telecoms and I can kind of like do this at everybody.
No, I appreciate it. Like, you guys are doing a fantastic job with the podcast and kind of exposing the how things are made behind the scenes. I think like the educational factor
Exactly.
is really important for people that are learning about the industry or have been in the industry for many years. Just like exposing some of that complexity, I think is critical for the ecosystem in general.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's also
Absolutely.
we also have a lot of Wall Street people listening because they don't know what they're doing. They don't even like nobody even knows how Twilio has 400 million a year in prepaid expenses. What does that even mean? No other carrier in the world has that. Let me tell you what it really means. It means they're burying their cogs in their marketing costs, right? So their margins aren't 50%, they're like 38%. But that's another conversation for analysts that text me that still don't understand it because SMS is air, it's an information service. What's delivered, what's not delivered. So it's really exciting what's going on with RCS. I'm a huge fan of RCS, and I think it's needed. And I'm a huge fan of Clerk Chat. And
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
So again, Igor, thank you so much for taking the time. Really exciting update and news. And yes, once you do the official launch, we'll be tracking you.
Thank you.